is. Okay, let's go live here. That's perfect. Here we go. Let me just get this set up. Hello, Tom. Hello, Alan. Hello, JC. Hello, Darren. How you doing? I'm good, JC. I'm good. Things are good. It's been a productive day. Very productive, actually. But yeah, super tired. Always bloody tired. Hello, Paul. Hello, Katie. Hello, Ian. Wingnut. Michael, how is everyone? How is everyone doing today? How's your day been? Hello, Charlie. Pick for your next project in Dubai. Yeah, it's something. Let me just have a drink. It's something that I want to keep going. I'd preferably like to do a like a one-to-one every week. I think we've got enough members like who are sort of coming to Dubai every now and then also flying members out to where I think we could do one-to-one on the trading floor a week, which would be insane. Brandon, have you got Jay's got this on as well? Jay's got this level on as well. I really like this. Yeah, me, you, and Jay. Yeah, everyone's got this bloody level on. Really nice level. I did mark it up. So I went live earlier on in the day, just discussing the short position from this high here, which we had marked up previously. We marked up on last night's live, and going over this bull flag, which we did said looked like a pretty good buy position all the way down here. We watched it ride all the way down, but unfortunately it didn't quite come to this level. But you know, we'll see when it eventually does. Hello, Cameron. Hello. Hello, Krishina. That's my limit I've got in the Telegram. Okay, nice, Brandon. Yeah, I remember I was live earlier and I marked this level up, and then Jay was like, I've got that exact level as well. So fills me with confidence when everyone's got the same level on, which is really nice. I mean, I think if we break this trend line here, this green trend line that we've been sort of upholding quite well, I see no way that we don't just come quite quickly down to this level. And then for those who didn't see the live earlier, Brandon will have different reasoning. But for me, previous highs here, very strong previous highs. And as soon as we break those highs, you can literally see the level here. As soon as we break those highs, huge volume to the upside. So that shows me, okay, there was a lot of big orders at this level. There's some big players who like this level. Okay, so when we come back down to this level, then we can anticipate, okay, those big players were interested in that level. So there's going to be some sort of reaction at that level. I'll be very surprised if there wasn't some sort of reaction at this level. I'll remark it up shortly just because we've made this new high here, so it's not like pinpoint accurate. So yeah, we'll give it a go though. 6R today. Nice, Sam. Really nice. Well done. Really nice work, Sam. Hello, Darren. Hello. Levels to work out the entry/limit price on the trade to go with, plus the stop loss and take profit too. Thanks, Chris. So when utilizing the levels, try and keep it as simple as possible. So normally entering at the start of the level, because a lot of levels you can see here. So this one got like tagged at the bottom of the level. This one we went a bit through. Normally, like we can be very precise. And so to get a guaranteed fill on the position, if you do want to enter with limits, then putting it at the start of the level and then putting your stop loss below a previous low. So for here, my stop loss will most likely be under this previous low here. Maybe under this previous, like this very, very small previous wick here. And that's all I really do. So again, when we come to a level, if you do want to enter the full position at the start of the level, then just limiting literally at the start of the level. And then from there, just look back at your charts and look for a previous low or previous high, depending on if it's a buy or sell position. And then you can put it under a previous low to the left-hand side of your chart. Hello, Mark. Yeah, my final TP is 8.8. Wait, let's go back. Let's zoom out a bit. I'm kind of zoomed in here. Yeah, I like that. I like that as well. Previous lows. That's a nice take profit, to be fair. But once we do break out of here, I think it's gonna be a wild ride. So I'll definitely be holding partials when we break out of that. But yeah, looks nice, Brandon. Brandon's been smashing it, so I'm all for that. HW Max, it's been good, Tony. How's yours been? But yeah, things have been good. It was good morning. Looking forward to tomorrow. I've got something really cool happening tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I can't speak too much on it, but it's pretty cool. Hello, Chris. Hello, Craig, the big man. Hello, Andy. Heath. Hello. Gold is going to take a battering once it hits that the level of the whole ColezTrades locked ready to go. Yeah, we will move the market. The hedge funds, big institutions, but where's all this buying pressure coming from? What's going on here? As Craig enters the position. The Red Bull shirt is out. Does that mean the ColezTrades is in the wash? Yeah, Mark, it does. I actually wore it. Something was going on at boxing today, so I wanted to represent the community. So I wore the ColezTrades shirt at boxing today. And so, yeah, that's in the wash. I struggled to get it off after boxing. So I've got the Red Bull on now. Max Verstappen. So, yeah. Cool thing with this t-shirt, I got this at Yas Marina. Something amazing, which I would highly recommend to do, is if you are in Dubai, like going to Yas Marina, which is like, it's not that far from Dubai. There's quite a few things you can go to around Dubai, but Yas Marina, you can get there in like an hour and 20 minutes, really. It's not that far, and it's a really nice drive. And just be careful with the speed cameras when you're going into Abu Dhabi. They do not mess around. And yeah, you can go to Yas Marina. You can go to Yas Marina F1 circuit, and they're always hosting things there. And it's really good. So they do like track days and stuff like this. But even just to go see the track and everything like that, there's normally like no traffic there. It's a really cool experience if you are in Dubai, taking like an afternoon to go see it. I would really recommend. And Yas Marina is just beautiful as well. What's that, Chris? Or 10 minutes? Yeah. Max got the sponsorship deal. Yeah. Red Bull. First trading community sponsored by Red Bull. That would be pretty cool. How's the training go, buddy? It's good, Mark. It's good. Ribs are a bit messed up. By the way, for those who are new to the live, what we tend to do is have a bit of a catch-up, see how everyone is. And then from there, we get into the charts, mark up some nice levels. We've marked up, on the last few lives, we've marked up the exact top here, the exact bottom here, the exact bottom here, the exact top here, the exact bottom here, top here, and top here. So the levels are very accurate. And then along the way, if you've got any questions, just let me know. But yeah, training's going good, mate. It's hard. My ribs are absolutely battered. And yeah, in a tough training camp against some really tough people, all of which have got fights coming up as well. And yeah, and because of the people it is, there's a lot of like cameras and stuff, and it's quite a cool environment. Something pretty cool happens is in the morning, I wake up and I check my phone. First thing I do is check the charts, but then I go onto WhatsApp and my coach messages me like a time and location because they've got to like keep it secret. It's like Fight Club. So I'm literally like looking at my phone, like when am I going? Like today I woke up and it was like, okay, I need you here like now, like right now. And I'm like, shit, okay. It's whatever time. And yeah, so it's pretty interesting, but it's going really well. Really enjoying it. I do encourage anyone ever to give like boxing or some type of combat sport a go, even if you go to like boxing classes or something, because there's nothing in fitness or anything compares to like how absolutely knackered you are from boxing, and it's so fun, and the relationships that you build, punching someone in the face, it's pretty good. I do yeah, and I really enjoy it, and it allows you to appreciate boxing even more. If you do watch boxing, it allows you to like appreciate it like more. Hello Drew, hello Flitspeed. About tomorrow. So tomorrow we're doing like a special event inside the private group. It's never been done before, and you won't hear a lot from me. That's a hint, okay? But it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. Can't do it anymore due to an injury. That is, yeah, Gremlin. I hear that. You can definitely, a lot of people, especially shoulders. Gremlin, I'm going out on a limb here, but I assume maybe a shoulder injury, because a lot of people really mess up their shoulders. Jiu-jitsu is great. Jiu-jitsu is really good. I did jiu-jitsu and Greco-Roman wrestling for like, I can't remember how long I did it for, but a long time in a gym in Brum called Renegade Gym, and that was tough. That was hard, but jiu-jitsu is amazing. Done some boxing in the military, was brilliant. Miss it. Now I'm out. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, though, getting back into it, that is the worst part. Once you're into it, it's nice, and it's really fun. It's in my opinion, it's the funnest form of fitness. But definitely, if you have some time away, getting back into it is awful. All good, Danny. How's today been, Danny? Yeah, plus cardio. Yeah, cardio. I don't want to hear the C word. I hate that. And me recording Max. It's an awards dinner tomorrow night in London. Fair play, Alan, for the awards night. I hope it goes really well. And then yeah, tomorrow's night live will 100% be recorded, and it will most likely be uploaded to YouTube a few days after as well. Just because the nature of what it is. Leon Edwards, yeah, he trained at Renegade. I never saw him there, but it's like his gym. What time tomorrow? I've got stuff on. So it's going to be at 8 p.m. Excuse me. Yeah, 8 p.m. Hello, Steph. Hello. How you been? I used to do pub fight. That was fun. I mean, I couldn't imagine that, Mark. I hope you did well. Great day scalping today. Nice, Danny. Yeah, I saw your message earlier on. Smashed it. All very cryptic. Yeah, got to keep you guessing. Nice, Alan. I'll message you my theory, Max, in case I'm right. Definitely do, Darren. I'm intrigued. Hi all, I've just joined the group this evening. Looking forward to getting started. When do you accept into all groups? User MV7. Normally within an hour of joining. It's just one thing which is quite difficult is we get a lot of people like try and request the groups who like shouldn't. But the main thing is with Discord, like there's so many like scammers on Discord who are like constantly requesting and constantly messaging, and so it's like annoying to filter through. And so if I just go like, yeah, just accept, then someone ends up spamming links into the group, and it's annoying. Definitely tonight, where things slow down on a night, so you'll definitely be in. No problem, Andy. Gremlin, it'll be by tonight, like 1,000%. If you're waiting longer than like an overnight period, I don't know how to word that. Then just drop me another message, because it very, very, very rarely is. Welcome to new members. You're in the right place, guys. Love that message, Mark. I got into gold and got in again at fib level, then another fib level, and they all went and hit 1 to 2. Nice, Sam. Adding to winning positions. That's what we love to hear. And yeah, Katie in the Discord on the challenge as well. A good few people on the challenge who have really like nailed down the discipline and everything like that, which is amazing to see. So it should be a good end to the challenge and seeing everyone's like progress updates as well. Okay, let me zoom out to the 1 hour. So the plan we had for gold like 2 days ago was basically come down to this level, which is exactly what happened. Bounce up, exactly what happened. Come up to this level, get a rejection from that, exactly what happened. Then I was looking for us to come down further and basically fill out this full bear flag here. And eventually, yeah, I agree, Matty. And that sort of lines up with technicals as well. Eventually break out of this bullish pennant here on the 4 hour and have a very good sort of start to December in terms of moves up. But we could break out sooner than expected as we are forming this bull flag here. It's not the cleanest bull flag, but it definitely still is a bull flag. So we'll mark up some levels. We'll come up with a plan. The only thing with this level is I don't like how it's not at the lower extremity of this bear flag. That would have been very nice, but we can come up with some nice levels, come up with a plan for tomorrow. I like this. And see what we can sort of come up with. Okay. It does seem messy, by the way, but a lot of it is just prior levels and prior text on the chart. There's actually not much going on here. Okay. Is this the place for beginners? Billy, the sort of analogy I always give for that is, look, a group that's really easy for beginners, and we do have courses that go through A to Z. We have a boot camp that goes through A to Z. We've got, tons of members who are willing to support you on your journey. We've got a support team, in place to have calls, but also, we're not going to make it seem like it's super, super easy and you're just going to print money straight off the bat and, make it say a beginner's way to, make infinite money. We're not going to be like that. It does require effort on your side. You give us 100%, we'll give you 100%. And it very much like is the analogy which I use is, you can go to nursery and you can learn like 1 + 2 and 2 + 2 and you can feel really, really good, but is that really applicable to the real world? Are you going to be able to make money using that? Probably not. Or would you rather be in university, get put in like a university lecture? Yeah, when you first walk in, it's a bit crazy, but the support's there. You can ask questions, and then after a few months, you're going to be miles ahead of where you were if you were just in nursery, still learning 1 + 1. Okay, and those skills that you learn in that university lecture are going to be actually applicable to making real money. That's how I view this group. We've got the support and the basic side, but then we've got that advanced side to really actually take you to full time. Like we've seen 2 members this week go full time, which is incredible. Craig, look, I can't help it. I've got an analogy problem. There must be a word for someone who can't help but explain things in terms of analogies. I've got a problem. I love it how when I say an analogy, I know 100% I'm going to look back at the chat and everyone's just like, what is this? What's he saying now? What's this analogy now? Billy, if you can't learn here, you won't learn anywhere, mate. I do have to agree with that. I think we've got everything to achieve profitability is in this community. Everything. You've got the support, you've got the community of determined members, you've got people who have actually been in your situation and gone full time. You've got people who are actively trading full time. You've got people like me and Leon in Dubai who are doing it, and then you've got people like Brandon and Craig who are in the UK, that got families like I mean, Craig definitely isn't. I don't want to say normal in terms of like anything like in any sort of bad way. I mean, in the best way possible. But you know, they've got families. You know, they've got kids, and they're just trading, making a shit ton of money, and you're learning from them as well. Talking about like Craig and Brandon, and things like that. So you got that more like that side as well, which is very important. Then we've got the extremely advanced like Mr. C side, so C-Dog in the Discord, which is like very macroeconomic, institutional positioning stuff that he brings to the table, which is also, you know, really, really high level for those who want to go down that route. You know, we've got every single route that you could go down, and then we've also got obviously the private funding service inside the private group that allows you to scale up your capital and actually, you know, make that big amount of money. Craig is most definitely not normal. Been back 4 days and made 11 hours. Absolutely incredible. Analogizer. I like that. Max, what are you having for dinner tonight? You've got to think of dinner as... I like that. Wait, that got me. Wait, Max, what are you having for dinner tonight? Max, you've got to think of dinner as petrol in your car. If you're driving through a desert, would you fuel your car up properly or with the wrong petrol? That got me, that dude. That's brilliant. That is how I answer things. And Goat Greg, obviously, yeah. Greg, WizKid, you know, everyone crushing it. I love Greg is an absolute beast, by the way. Yeah, Greg's just a beast. Flip speed, good. I've had a lot of messages through, you know, giving people sort of like a 2-week period to purely focus on like that risk management and discipline, that more personal approach from educators. You know, educators are very busy, you know, a lot of messages and everything like that. So really just locking in on that 2 weeks and really bringing that personal approach. I've had a lot of messages of people, and you've seen like for example, Katie's message in the Discord, but it's like, okay, in these 2 weeks, I was really disciplined. I really focused on my risk management and I've made this much money. It's like, okay, you stuck with proper risk management, you were disciplined, and you made money, okay? All you've got to do now, is scale up your capital. That's it. That's the only thing. And we've got avenues to do that. Like, if you can do that, you've proven that you can be profitable. You've proven it right there. And I think, like, when we announced, like, the end of the challenge, which is tonight/tomorrow morning, that's really what I'm going to emphasize to everyone who, you know, was disciplined and stuck with proper risk management and made money. It's like, okay, you were profitable. You used proper risk management. You were disciplined. You executed on your plan. It wasn't luck. You achieved it. Okay. You have proved that you can do this. Okay. Like you've done it. Okay. Now you've just got to continue, scale it up, maintain that discipline, maintain that risk management. You've done it. Okay. Now keep going, and I hope the sort of the reasoning behind the whole challenge is I hope then people have that sort of clicking point where they're like, shit, wait there. Before I was kind of like iffing and butting whether I could actually do this, but now, like I locked in, I used proper risk management, I was disciplined, and I made money. And like it wasn't very stressful for me because I was using proper risk management. I stuck with my plan. You know what? I can actually do this, and that's the feeling that I want to curate. Bit of a tangent there. I trade like the challenge really. It's where it clicked for me. Was hoping to be more involved. I trade like the challenge really. What do you mean by that, Flitzbleed? Max, Louis just told Lily on FaceTime he loves her. Shout out to... I don't even know how to do that. Shout out to Louis and Lily. Congratulations. Yeah. Fair play, Louis. I don't really know where to go with that. Nice work, Louis. Louis, what? This live took a turn. Okay, it's going to be one of those lives. I need a drink. Well, I don't think water's going to do it. Where's Craig's whiskey at? So I'm gonna stop frustrating, but disciplined. MC Raz, as long as it's Zach, sorry, as long as you're disciplined, like it will click. Just maintain that discipline, maintain that risk management, and it will click. Someone normal live than Max. Yeah, pretty much. I think every live I'm like, it's going to be one of those lives, and it's like, okay, it's just becoming a common occurrence now. Okay, Zakia. Yeah, this is live. Let me make sure. For someone who's on the edge of going full-time trading or still wanting to find a 9-to-5 job, what's your number one advice to go for it? Backerman. For someone who's on the edge of going full-time or still wanting to find a 9-to-5 job, what's your number one advice for it? Now, there's when I've been asked a similar question like this in the past, and there's two avenues to go down. Now, there's the avenue of like what your parent would say in terms of like, okay, have like, you know, X amount of savings, keep working until it like takes over your full job. That's the smart option. The smart option is, okay, if you've got like 6 months of savings, like 6 months of your living expenses, you can take care of, and then you're also making equal to or more than your current or prior job, then go. But on the other side of things, what I kind of did is I like to put my back against the wall sometimes. Not like, you know, crazy, but like I think putting your back against the wall sometimes and just being like, okay, I've got to do this. Not in terms of, okay, I've got this bill to pay, like in 2 weeks' time I need to lock in with trading to pay this bill. No, that's silly. But put your back against the wall a little bit, because that's where, you know, you'll truly shine and you'll be forced to just like get this done. So there's kind of two schools of thoughts there. But in terms of an overall tip, I think you'll know when you're ready. When work becomes an inconvenience, when it's like, okay, I can make more money like at the charts and doing this than I can going to this job. This job is just becoming an inconvenience. I'm not really bothered by it anymore. That's when it's probably the right time. You force better with your back against the wall. I do agree with it, Flitspeed, but it does, like a lot of things in trading, it depends on the type of person you are. You know, there are a lot of people, by the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live, double tapping the screen and liking the live does help push out the live more. And if you do want to join the private group with signals analysis courses, etc., then just click the link in the YouTube description. But it does work, you know, for different people. Some people really thrive when they're in an area of comfort. And they've got that survival blanket and they're fine. They can really focus because they've got a clear head. Whereas other people, you know, thrive in a more stressful environment. It really does depend on the person. MI, that's what I mean by, you know, if you've got a bill to pay in like 2 weeks' time, then probably not. But I think a little bit of pressure, a little bit of back against the wall. I try and put my back against the wall like a lot, in terms of sometimes, I do this quite a bit actually. So I'll have some sort of plan with someone, and I'll say, okay, we're going to get this done. We're going to do this on this date. Okay, this is going to be done by this date. And I'll say it to them. And they'll agree, and then I'll be like, okay, I don't know how we're going to get this done. I have no plan, but now I have a date set. So, like, there's nothing I can do now. That has to be done by that date. Like, it's just like my back is against the wall. And I think something which I heard a long time ago, which is your word is iron. If every time, be very, and this is slightly off topic, and I don't want to preach, but it's something that I think is quite valuable. Is every time you say you're going to do something, like even if it's a very small thing, like make sure you do it. Because this is a superpower, and I'm going to explain why. This is a really big superpower. And this makes you be conscious of what you're saying. If you say, I'm going to get this, I'm going to do this now, and then you don't do it. Or, you know, okay, I'm going to go, yeah, I'll do it in a minute, and you don't do it in a minute. Or I'm going to do this, and you don't do that. You're telling yourself, okay, I'm not Like, my word doesn't really mean anything. Whereas if every single day you're very conscious of the words which you're saying, and every time you say you're going to do something, you 100% do it, it means you'll say you're going to do less things, but every time you say something, like if I say, okay, I'm going to do this now, and you do it right now. If you say, okay, I'm going to go put out the bins, and you do it right now, that means that you're basically telling yourself, okay, every single time I say I'm going to do something, it happens. So then what you do is you just speak it. You think in your head, okay, I need to do this thing, okay, and then you say it, and it's like, okay, once it's said, those words are out there, you have to do it. It has to be done. Like, it gives you a superpower, and then all you've got to do is just say it. Simple as that. Because you know, once you've said it, it has to happen. I think it's a bit of a tangent. I don't know if I've explained it very well there, but it's basically making sure your word is like iron. I think it's a good mentality to have. Don't know what the hell starting point started that huge tangent there, but I hope one person here gets a bit of value out of that. XPR, get me to Dubai. DV soon. Your videos, Instagram. Elliot. So that's still going on. But it's going to be like, I did outline the sort of pay structure in the Discord. But we're going to do a big sort of announcement, like a big event for it. Not the one tomorrow night. But like a big event for it, sort of redoing it. But it's still going on. Like, if you're posting clips, you'll get paid for them, and then to get the clips, just get them off the live stream or something like this. Like, it's still going on. If if you're posting, you're putting that effort in, then you will be rewarded. King of relationship. I am definitely not the king of relationship advice. Oh no, Jay asked a relationship question. Max, I've got a question. How long should you wait in a relationship to say I love you? Louis waited 2 weeks. I have zero clue. That is the complete wrong question to ask me, Max, relationship expert / inviter. Yeah, forget no financial advice. I need to put a disclaimer on the stream. No relationship advice. NRA. Okay. Believe me, you yeah. Do not listen to me on that. Adam, so, like, do you mean what is the challenge? Is that what you mean? Should we answer, by the way, once in your Telegram and Discord, what should the first steps for someone who wants to learn ASAP and be profitable? So, Pack, there'll be, first off, I think just looking through all the areas. We've got a lot of resources. So, looking through the groups and just try and get familiar. Okay. Here's where Max posts analysis. Okay, here's courses. Okay, here's each of the educators section. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, here's the Discord. So people are just talking about random stuff in there. Okay, here's where winning trades and losing trades. Okay, this is C-Dog section. Okay, and just get familiar with where everything is. And then from there, I'd recommend booking in a call with either Jay or Adam, the support team, and just having a quick catch up and see how and sort of come up with a sort of next steps and clear up any questions, and then just go forward from there. I think that's a really good sort of formula for when you first join the group. My rule of thumb is don't ever say it until she does. Then you have to. Mark's coming in with the advice there. I think listening to Mark for that's probably better than me. Nice XPR. Very, very nice. Heard it's some nice weather there. That's a good question. What will happen for those who put short videos? Elliot, I just answered that question above, mate. What challenge is this? Yeah, this is definitely, this couldn't be the furthest thing from, like, relationship stuff ever. So, yeah. Moving swiftly on. Okay, not moving swiftly on. Okay, let's look at the charts. What's the answer? Okay, Elliot, so basically, just point number one, Keep posting, and you'll be like rewarded for it. Second thing is I outlined the pay structure inside the Discord. I think if you just go into the discussion section, it's the first message there. And 3, we're going to do like a big announcement for it. Nathan has been sort of doing a lot of stuff in the background. He sends me through like updates each day, and so it's definitely a more complicated thing than originally thought, but we've made it very, very easy for you guys, like super easy. And if you aren't involved in like the clipping and social media stuff going forward, like the way we've got it now, and the way me and Nathan, I call him Ting, I've known him for a long time, so I'll call him Ting. But the way me and Nathan have got it outlined, like it makes no sense not to do it. It takes like 2 minutes a day, so it's a really good thing. Brave man after 2 weeks is yeah. Fair play, Louis. Louis moves quick. When's the marriage invitations coming out, Louis? I best be invited. What's the theme for the wedding? What, like, do we get like a wedding present list? What's the catering service like? What food are we having? Giselle, no. The theme is stop loss. I like that. That's good. A trading themed wedding. That would be good. Wedding car is a Corsa. I couldn't think of a better wedding car to have. All in red, please. ColezTrades, look, trading sponsored wedding. I'm down. Starting on project again in a min-max, so any ideas you've got, send them after the live. Okay, will do, Craig. I did have a few. I noted them down. I've got them in the notes. But overall, like, it was pretty rock solid where it was. You got it to like a really, really good point where it was just like little things, like very little things. But those little things, they're the pain, I think. I don't know, but I assume they're the annoying parts. These lives are hilarious and educational. Win-win. I appreciate it, Chris. Sometimes though, there's sort of we go on a tangent, and I don't know what to say on that particular tangent. Look, I can talk about trading forever, but in terms of like the relationship tangent, I'm like, I'm just third wheeling to you guys. I'm just like, okay, what do I do here? XPR 100%. XPR, if you invited me to your wedding, I would 100% come. Jay, I did. I've opened the message and looked through it. I don't want to reveal too much on here, Jay, but I'll walk it through because there's a particular way to make them a lot more like I don't want to say that word. There's certain things to add to it. I'll explain to you after this, Jay, just to make it as easy and as flowing as possible. This sounds so cryptic. Roger that, brother. Look, these lives, funny tangents. Yeah, literally. I can't get out of my head now. The wedding car Corsa. Who said the Corsa for the wedding car? That was brilliant. I'm just thinking of like a Corsa with like the roof cut off. Lee, I'm thinking of like a Corsa with like the roof cut off as like a wedding car. You can't be a Corsa. SD will be getting into gold in like 1 minute. Do you know how hard it is to talk about something without giving anything away to everyone else? It's so difficult. And with you, Craig, and Jay, I'm like, I'm pretty sure to people who don't know what's going on, they're like, what the hell is this Muppet talking about? So yeah, it's funny. Corsa and ColezTrades. I'll sponsor that. I'll provide the Corsa. I would genuinely provide the Corsa. Okay, wait there. We're onto something. I'll provide the Corsa. Lee Vinyl wraps it with ColezTrades graphics. Heath in the group is actually a wedding planner. He's got like I believe he owns a church or so, like I don't know. He's done like thousands of weddings before. I think we're pretty locked in here. Bella's done cruises before. She can be the honeymoon, like honeymoon organizer. Boom. Literally, Jay. That's a good way of putting it. DV, I like that. That's good. Go on here. He's been there a week in a row. All this base. Louis, not that again. Oh God. Katie, I like that runaway bride. Louis and the runaway bride. Yeah, Elliot, so the new way we're doing it. Elliot, drop me a message on Telegram now. I'll quickly voice note you the new way before I like announce it fully. Is the door stuff on here as well? Yeah, we've got everyone. Yeah, 10,000 weddings, sold the venue in 2018. I will plan this wedding. Boom. I mean, they have been together 2 weeks, Heath, so we got a bit of time. We got a bit of time on our hands, but yeah. I remember you're saying, Heath, 10,000. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of weddings. So yeah, big shout out to Heath if you are looking to get married. I don't know who's looking to get married, but if you are looking to get married, then dropping Heath a message in the group as well. He's amazing, so I'm sure he'll sort you out. Vegas style stag do. I think yeah, let's do it. Get Mike Tyson. Jay. Don't know a wedding Corsica. Heath, yeah, that's a bit it's a bit unorthodox. But yeah, probably not as nice as the wedding cars you've planned out before, but you know, each to their own. Oh, okay, Gustus. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Your name's different on here. DB. I'm looking to... Wait, that came out of nowhere. I'm looking to get divorced. Any helpers? Okay, it seems like we've got more divorced than marriages going on. Needs to be a stretch Corsa. Extended wheelbase. Okay. Let's actually get into the chart. So I'm going to remark up this level here, just because we've made this new high here. I want to make sure it's particularly accurate. We'll zoom in a bit. I think I pulled it from this low before. Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. So I pulled the fib from this low here to this high here. Lines it with these previous highs, and I think the VWAP is a bit below it, isn't it? Which is slightly annoying. Yeah, it is. Okay, we might. What happens if we pull it down here? Okay, this might actually be a bit better. This is a more high probability move, but it's a bit riskier on it actually not getting filled. But there's a lot going on there. What even is going on there? Weekly level, oh, everything. Literally everything. Okay, let's mark up this low here to this high up here. 0.786. Okay, we've literally got everything in that zone. There's not really an area of confluence that isn't in this zone. So 0.786 plus 0.886. Can't even type. plus golden pocket, plus pre-value area high, plus pre-highs, plus VWAP, plus weekly. Now that is a level and a half. Boom. By the way, guys, if you are new to the live, then drop in a message saying hi. You know, everyone's welcome, and it's good to see new faces in here as well. Okay, let's move this like this. Perfect. Yeah, yeah, Charlie, me, Brandon, and Jay are all looking for this level here as well, which is nice to see. Just peanut butter. What are you on about, XPR? Ah, okay, yeah, yes. I'll leave it there. There we go. Trade. Yeah, Axra. What's going on with the peanut butter? Full port that level, guy. No, definitely don't. Definitely don't. You know, we can still be wrong with the level, and you never know. We might not come back down to the level. We might just form this bull flag here and break to the upside. Like, there's no guarantee that we will actually come down to this level. So definitely keeping that in mind. I am gonna add an alert here. I think this for a possible sell position would be all right. I'm gonna do wrong, Max. Come on now, mate. I mean, it's true, DB. Can't argue with that. But yeah, just in case, you know, still stick with proper risk management. Don't full port the accounts. If you do and it goes well, obviously, you know, correct every time. And if you don't, then, you know, yeah, good luck. Let me to the level max. It will. Okay, true. Wait, what was the word before? Wait there, Craig. I've got to ask. Do you have this level on? I can't put Craigfluence on if you don't have it. Brandfluence doesn't really sound good. Like, we can't have like Brandon and Jay. Maybe Jayfluence. That sounds like a disease. Like, I don't know if I want to put that. Yeah, if Craig's involved, yeah, that's very true, Mark. If Craig's name is on a level, then it won't hit at any reasonable time. It will be 4 AM Club. Since, okay. We've got to do it. Set the alarms, 4 in the morning. Plus, boom. So recent lows, I mean, for stop loss on this level, it really depends. There's two ways you can really go for stop loss. So one of the ways you can you can go for a stop loss is you can use a very tight one just under the level. Okay, this gives you a obviously a higher risk to reward, an easier risk to reward. However, it obviously has the downside of potentially getting wicked out. Whereas a larger stop loss, harder to get those high risk rewards, but you do have the safety net of a larger stop loss. So here, I mean, with this level, because it's quite a wider level, I'd look for us to like basically form confirmations as we approach it and maybe even in it a bit. And maybe hold off on entering the full position at the top of the zone and maybe layer in a little bit. Not over risking with the layering, but just, you know, seeing that it is a thicker zone, making sure to average the entry down to try and get the best entry I can. But then a stop loss at around 78, bit of a wider. Actually, I don't really mind 82 either. 82 and 78 look equally as good. Oh no, Jay. Stop updating me on the relationship thing. I don't know how to say it. Congrats, Louis. I don't know what to say. Yeah, Gremlin, you can do more than 450. Jay is the cooked one. Louis and Jay are just going off on each other. I love it. I think as someone looking in, I think you're both as bad as each other. Talk. Literally, Lee. going off. It's funny though. So yeah, this level looks very, very nice. And we've got this trend line here. I can't be asked to add the trend line as well. That's just... I think we've got the hint that it's quite a strong level. Especially with the confluence. I think we only need the confluence on there. And yeah, this looks nice. So we're forming this bear flag here. I think it makes sense for us to come down to this level. But I do see this bounce not being too crazy. I think if we come down here, it makes sense to go to the lower extremity. And then I would love to see price going down here. But until we arrive there, I think this is the nicest level on gold right now. I don't really want to be entering any more sell positions at this high. This level that we've had marked on was absolutely flawless. So I wouldn't really look for any other sell positions outside of a potential add to a sell position at the upper extremity of this bull flag. Potentially, but yeah, outside of that, I think this is the nicest level on the chart. And again, guys, any questions regarding trading or anything like that, just let me know. And if you do enjoy the lives, then liking them really does help, spread the live around and everything like that. Cider and red, good combo. Jay, what are you on about? I think Jay is getting jealous of Lily and Louis. Jay, are you getting... Is that a bit of jealousy there, Jay? What is going on tonight's live? But yeah, let me know how your day was as well, guys. If you haven't already, definitely let me know. Was it a good day? Was it a bad day? How you feeling going into the rest of this week? And then any trading questions as well. They can be very basic, very advanced, whatever. Let me know and I'll happily run into detail. If you're curious, I always find it interesting. If you're curious about something that you've seen in trading, you want to know a bit more information about it as well, then let me know also, and we can happily, do a bit of a deep dive into that. I'm in love with Jay. Same. Crazy punch. I agree. What's that? Adam, yeah, the links in the educational resources section, in the private group, the link is the first message in there, mate. If you can't find it, drop me a message or at me in the Discord. If you add me in the Discord, Adam, I'll send it through in there because I think a lot more people will see it and not a lot of people know where to find it as well. Mark. You on Trading View on YouFunded. So all you do is just, okay, so let's say what you can do is you can enter a buy position here. You've got your overall stop loss where your trade idea is invalidated. So you put that in and then put how many lots you've got going on there. This is one way to do it, but you want to make sure that your stop loss is your overall risk. So let's say you want to risk $1,000 on your trade. You can add to positions here, put on one lot, put on 2 lots, and then 3, and then 4, whatever, until that risk is that $1,000, which you've outlined on the trade, and then just don't go over it. Make sure you've got an overall risk. Layering in trades, I see a lot of people do this as well, is they'll be risking £100, let's say, on each trade. And then when they layer into a trade, they'll risk £100, £100, £100. So they're risking actually £300 on one trade. Make sure when you're layering into a position, your overall risk is still the same as if you were to enter the full position in one. It's very important. So I'm let's live. Give me a quick run over your buy-sell points. Keep an eye on. Yes, Skyrunner. So, well, I mean, I've only really got one buy level, and it's this one here. Very nice. 0.786, 0.886 golden pocket, previous value area, previous highs, VWAP, weekly, confluence. So it's a very strong level. And if we just look back on the charts, you can see here, this level here, You know, we can see we've got a lot of previous highs here. You know, we struggled past it, we struggled past it, we struggled past it. When we eventually broke through, it was with significant volume. And so that shows to me that there was some massive orders blocking us from going up. And eventually, when all of those orders were filled, we had a huge move up. So that shows me that, you know, big players are interested in this level here. So when we revisit that level, we can sort of anticipate a little bit of volatility, hopefully in our direction to the upside. What's the least to start off with, Max, and how much as a beginner should I trade with each time? Andy, so the least to start with, I mean, you can start off with as little as you want, I guess, in trading. And then risk tolerance depends on obviously how much you're starting with and just your risk tolerance in general as a person. But a good rule of thumb is risking like £5 to £10 on each trade when you're starting out, and just getting comfortable with risking that amount, and then you can up it more from there. Okay, so there's no harm in risking a small amount when you're first starting, just to get used to that win-loss, that sort of psychology when you're on the charts. And then you can always increase risk from there. Steph, that was funny. Holy confluence, me and Brandon, Max and WizKid. Is WizKid hopping on as well? Oh no. Wait there, full port the accounts. Oh no. This level is almost too strong. Louis. Coles Factor. By the way, Max, I'm doing 2 versions of that thing, so I'll send you a link to the other in the next couple of days so you can pick between them. I kind of like the newer one more personally. Okay, I'm curious. I'm interested. Okay, that sounds. I'm curious how different they're going to be. Very, very interesting. WizKid is great. Yeah, WizKid's an absolute beast. Menace at the charts, he is. Good day for me today. £70 profit currently. Prepping a Lego cake for my little boy. Turns 5 tomorrow. Happy birthday to him, Beth. Happy birthday, the big 5. Hope he has a great day. I know he definitely will. But yeah, congratulations, Beth, on the £70 profit today. And then happy birthday to your little lad tomorrow. Katie, full port. Coffee to stay up till 4 a.m. incoming. I completely agree. What you want to do, the best thing to do, is find out your tolerance on caffeine. Yeah, I'm making this up right now on the spot, but this is actually a really cool idea. Let's say caffeine kicks in 2 hours after you after you have caffeine. Then what you do is have a Red Bull, instantly go to sleep at 2 a.m. So therefore the caffeine will hit you at 4 a.m. wake you up, so then you can be on the charts to trade the ColezTrades 4 a.m. club. And then hopefully you'll use all of your mentality and mental power on that, and then you can just fall right back to sleep. You might have to go on a run first, but you know. My birthday's in less than 2 weeks. What am I getting from you and Jay? Gustus, we'll see. And happy birthday in advance. I feel like it's everyone's birthdays. We've had a lot of birthdays over the past week. Seems like there's one every day. Sam, definitely not. I don't want to go near that stuff, Sam. Finishing. What's that, Gremlin? My birthday is the 14th of December. The big 30. Well, Beth, congrats on the big 30. At 30, that's where life begins. Is where I've heard. I've heard that the 30s are the best. So, hope you have a great birthday, Beth, and definitely drop a message in on your birthday. It's always I do love seeing it when it's for example Craig and Nisi's birthdays. When it was their birthdays, everyone in the chat was happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I hope that sort of You know, if it's your birthday and, you know, you're waking up and you see like the full community just saying happy birthday, I think that's a really, really like nice thing. And so I really, really like, that's nice to see. Craig, fuck off. It goes downhill at 30. Don't say that. Mark, I agree with that. I have I did used to have a phone that I'd take out if I knew I was gonna drink. I'd have a phone that I'd take out with no trading stuff on it. And so I'd go out with that phone instead because it had like no trading apps. I know now, like obviously not, but when I was like first getting into trading, I had to. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. I might make some stupid mistake or something. 50 on the 14th of December for me. Another on the 14th as well. I was a fucking mayor at 30. Still partying now. Nicely. The big 5. We got some big birthdays in December then. December's going to be a busy month. Busy month for everyone. So see a lot of birthdays. Beth 30, Lee 50, which is, you know, amazing. And then just a lot of things happen in December. December's a seriously, yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna have to have a lot of caffeine. Ask anyone over the age of 30, guarantee they'll tell you start falling apart then. I feel like Greg's really speaking from the heart on that one. You're not hyping this up for Beth, Craig. Yeah, it seems like, unfortunately, unfortunately, obviously it's late on a night now, so we haven't really got that volume to really carry us down. But we'll have to see what happens. We could get in at the sort of retest, and let's just see big volume. I'm not really putting any weight on any moves, but we could see the retest before a further down. This will be a nice position to potentially get into. I'm falling to bits at 44. 35th of December. 35th? 35 on December 30th. Okay. Congratulations, Michael. A lot of birthdays. Let us know in the chat now. When's your birthday? Let us know. I'm intrigued to see. I'm 53, so time's running out to retire the bloodline. Plenty of time left, Mark. Plenty of time. I love that line. Retire the bloodline. Who's got a bad back? Trust me, I was full of energy as 20-year-old. I hit 30 and now struggle getting out of the chair. No, Craig, you should see me trying to get off the couch or trying to get out of the chair. Honestly, one of these days, I'm going to accidentally leave the live on and you'll see me trying to get out of this chair. It takes me about 45 seconds. Like, my ribs and back are, like, so in bits that I basically fall out of the chair. So, yeah, trading ages you, man. I'm 23, but I feel like I'm 30, at least 39. My back is fucked. I'm working until 21. That's unfortunate. I feel like everyone hits 21 now and their back goes. Oh, wow. Okay. NMA, you just showed everyone up. Yeah, I can't imagine a broken back's a bit different. I struggle putting my socks on in the morning. I'm going to be completely honest here. I got in from boxing earlier. I had to ask my girlfriend to help take my top off because I couldn't get it off. Like, that's the level that I'm working. I was there like, okay, I need your help. Like, I can't actually move. So look, you struggle to get out of the chair. I know. I feel like we're all falling apart. Is this what trading's doing to us? Guys. Today it nearly started. Shattered on the leg press. Cole's cripples. I feel like that's what I need to rename the community to. See you in a bit, Gremlin. Take care, mate. That's because you're fighting. Mine's because I'm old. True. You're not old though, Tony. Definitely not. You're mature, not old. How did you find this and what were you looking for? Yeah, wingnut. So the VWAP on this zone here. So speaking of Tony, the ColezTrades indicator, which you can get inside of the Discord, when you turn it on, you've got a good few levels. Like these are all significant levels, but one of them is VWAP. Oh, this gives me such hope in this level. Like I put it on, but now that I'm looking at it, it's really nice. And what this basically shows is every single day, VWAP jumps to current price. And where VWAP jumps from, this area here, that I've seen is a strong level over time. I've never seen anyone else use this level ever, but I've just noticed that over time, this level, like, it does get respected. And so that's where I got that level from. It is actually a really strong level. Like, I've never seen anyone else use it, and it doesn't get respected every single time, but it definitely has an edge. And so, if we stack, VWAP, which gives you a bit of an edge, with 0.786 that gives you a bit of an edge, with Golden Pocket that gives you a bit of an edge, with weekly level that gives you a bit of an edge, with previous highs that give you a bit of an edge, and boom, you've got a big edge. So yeah, it definitely does. It's strong, and I've never seen anyone else have it on. So Ish, this is currently gold. Okay, I've moved the chart on this trend line. It seems like we haven't broken through. We've bounced off it a little bit. I've worked on my knees all my life. Now they're boogered. Now I've got straight hair, curly teeth. Andy, that's brilliant. I've got straight hair, curly teeth, and walk with a lisp. I haven't heard that before. That's actually that's brilliant. Andy, I'm sure you're all good. I'm sure you're all good. I haven't heard that. I feel like Craig's gonna really like that. Yeah, there you go. I feel like Craig is like, I don't know. That seems like something Craig would say. Because I know why I ain't profitable yet, because my back is sound. Might have to fuck it up to get rid of Sam, I think, it seems to be the common theme, Sam. See, it'll come, Sam. Sam, you're younger than everyone. I think youngest here, Sam. So, which is very good sign. If that isn't British saying, I don't know what is. That is very true. That is the most British thing ever. I'll tell you what, something which made me feel really British the other day is I was sort of complaining that everywhere doesn't have mash. In Dubai, when you go for like a roast dinner, like nowhere does mash. Like nowhere does like pie and mash, or like sausage and mash, or like mince and mash. Like I just had what I had for dinner, mince and mash. Like why doesn't everything come with mash? Like, that can't just be me. I love mashed potato and gravy. Like, anything I'm having, you stick mash on the side and I'm good. But nowhere does mash here. If they do mash, it's very, like pristine, like, I don't know. It's very, like, creamy mash. But it's not, like, proper good mash. And I did not think I'd be talking about mash tonight. I agree, Adam. With mash and gravy, yeah. I gourmet the shiz out of homemade mash. Business idea, pie and mash shop. Honestly, I think a pie place in Dubai, which was like traditional, proper puff pastry pie, yeah, would actually do really well. Like, there's a few places which have done like the English roast dinner, but like a proper pie place where you can also get it delivered and they just do pie. That's actually a good idea. Do pie. Wait there, DV, that's brilliant. Do pie, I like that. Hello, Scuba Kid. Agreed, Steph. Agreed. I haven't had a baked potato in so long. Tuna rice and sweet chili sauce. That's something that comes to mind. Berman, Toby, Carvery. Exactly. CT Passionate Pies. I like Passionate Pies. Yeah. I think I think I've got the next business venture. Yeah, Michael? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's definitely Greg's. Yeah. For mash, get smash. Curry, goat rice, and what's goat rice? DV does come out with some good ones. A Robert. I don't know if Robert's watching live, but I've just seen your message in general chat, mate. I'll get to you after this, mate. My chef Max, I can make pies. Wait there, Craig in the kitchen, DB with the absolute one-liners up front. I think we're cooking here, literally. Yeah, this is making me. I've just had food, but this is actually making me hungry. Racing good at Sloan. They are actually Tom. We're currently. I do like to go for a Sunday roast, so we're trying to find like good Sunday roasts in Dubai right now. And there are a few, but a lot of them try and like you order a Sunday roast and you want like the full proper thing, but a lot of them are very like pristine, like perfect, this, that, and the other. Like, yeah. I'm not really, I've definitely learned I'm not really like a pristine food guy. I like just pile of mashed potato, mince gravy, some Yorkshires on the side, and I'm good. I like the pie idea, the pie. That was class. That sounds amazing, John. Beans with onion gravy, sausage and mass. Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Sam. Yeah, Rob, there are quite a few places that do it, but the problem is over here the chicken isn't very good. It's halal chicken, and it just isn't as good. Like, it's very hard to find like a good place that does like good chicken. A lot of the chicken just isn't as good here. The beef's really good, but the chicken just isn't. It just isn't that good. So imagine a roast dinner, but the chicken's like not that good. And then it's heavily dependent on gravy as well. You gotta have nice thick gravy. So those kind of whittle it down quite a bit. So yeah. Jordan, no, I'm doing my lives on YouTube now pretty much exclusively. When I do them like full on just in the private group, then they'll be on Zoom. Oh. But yeah, I don't know if it is because it's what it's gravy. We are like massive think tank tonight, but all about trading. Yeah. There is KFC in Dubai. What do you mean pure racism? There is KFC in Dubai, but I don't think I've been. Food chat, yeah, but the chicken in Dubai just isn't as good as UK chicken. Yeah, there's a few places where it is quite nice, but overall it just isn't as good. The beef's a lot better here though. The beef's amazing. Nice, Jordan. Yeah, I really like the AFTA. What I'm looking for is 4090 basically. That's what I'm looking for for buy positions. Corsa Carvery, I like that. Yeah, McDonald's is fine. It just I would never order McDonald's in Dubai because it normally gets here like cold, and I don't really order McDonald's. But the McDonald's is fine here, and yeah. Mo, I trade. Yeah, XPR. True, Tony. Very true. Mo, I definitely do make money from trading. I've been full-time for a number of years now. And yeah. Mo, let me know if you've got any questions though. Happily go into detail. Mo's coming in on smoke, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Mo, I encourage you, Mo, to go back through my previous live streams where I called this top in advance, this bottom in advance, gave this trade in the private group, this exact top, this exact bottom, this exact bottom, this exact top, this exact top, and this exact top, just on the most recent live streams over this past week. You can go back to the live streams; they're fully recorded. Where I've literally given every bottom and top there, and yeah, and that's a good start. I think he is my. Do you pay tax on winners? What do you mean, Steve? You obviously you pay tax on trading. Depending on where, obviously, if you're in the UK, you pay a lot more. I live in Dubai, so obviously taxes are a lot more favourable. But they have introduced a 9% tax now, which is annoying. So moving. Max did a trade the other day and earned more than my salary. TV. Explaining your process of trade execution. So I'll mark up levels, which I'm looking for, of high confluence areas. Then as we approach the level, I look for divergences between price and momentum. I look for spikes in money flow. I look for divergences in VWAP. And then if we get those confirmations, I'll look to enter the trade. NMA that, yeah. But I'm happy to answer any questions, Mo. Time frame entry, Mo. Time frame doesn't matter. If I enter a trade on the 1 minute time frame, or I enter a trade on the monthly time frame, it's still the exact same trade. So time frame doesn't matter. If I want more information, I zoom in. If I want less information, I zoom out. There's no such thing as a golden time frame. So yeah, I like to mark up my charts between the 15 minute and the 30 minute. Most of the time on the 24 minute. I look at my environment on the sort of 4 hour / daily time frame. Mo, it really doesn't. I encourage you, go enter a buy position on the 1 minute time frame, and go enter a buy position on the monthly time frame. You're in a buy position. Like doesn't make a difference. So I don't know what you mean by that. But I'll look for confirmation, so I'll mark up my charts on like between the 15 minute and the 30 minute. I'll look at my environment on like the 4 hour. I'll occasionally zoom out there. And then in terms of executing the time frame, I'll start off on like the 15 minute to the 30 minute and work my way down time frames, go into like the 15 minute, then 12 minute, then 6 minute, then 3 minute, and then the 1 minute, looking for confirmations on each time frame. Sounds pretty. 30 minute and 1 minute. So I'll identify where I'm going to put my stop loss based on between like the 15 minute and 30 minute time frames. I'll look there. I'll just look for previous lows and then slap my stop loss below a previous low or above a previous high. I don't know anyway. Run faster depending on what you like to work on. Exactly. Time frames are just, fractals of each other. So obviously, 5 1 minute candles make up a 5 minute candle. They're the fractals of each other. If you want more information, you zoom in. If you want less information, zoom out. Something which really helped me. What do you mean pause mode? Something which really helped me was visualizing time frames in terms of a scale, and not in terms of like set time frames, but like zooming. So you see me jump around time frames a lot on the lives, and yeah. Mo, not necessarily at all. I can have a stop loss. I could enter a trade with a stop loss here, and I could enter a trade with a stop loss here, and I could risk the same amount. It just depends on what lot sizes I'm putting on that position. But I could enter this trade, and I could also enter this trade, and I could risk the same amount in each trade. What was your question? I have 2 pending orders at 4,100 and 491. What should the stop loss be? The 8 of... I can't pronounce your name, mate. It depends on your system, your strategy. Okay, if you're looking for more like longer term trades, then maybe a bit of a wider stop loss to encapsulate a bit more of that volatility that will come from that position. Whereas if you're looking to catch like a quick move, then obviously a tighter stop loss. It depends on your sort of system. The stop loss that I'd be looking at if I was entering around 91 would probably be around like 79 to 82. Like 82 looks quite nice. You don't have the same. What do you mean by that, Mo? Zoom out on the higher time frame. Help me identify a change of direction. Nice, Chris. Yeah, I think something which that's a good point, Chris. When you're coming to the charts in the morning or whenever, taking the time, just like a few minutes to zoom out on like the 4-hour time frame, for example, or the 1 hour of the daily, just zoom out and identify your environment. Look at where you are, look at where price is, etc. And I think that's a really, really important thing. You don't have to know what exactly you're looking for, but just zooming out can really, really help you like throughout the day. You know, it's important to identify your environment. Really important. That's probably a good opportunity to whip in some battlefield analogy. As a professional trader, how do you differentiate the process between the final outcome? What do you mean by that, Mo? Where do I think like my take profit? What do you mean? So Skyrun Advantage is priced out as the closest to like VT and Star. But yeah, I most of the time, like I'm on FX Opens now, so I'll use FX Open. Owanda's very good. Owanda's price action's really nice. But yeah, I mix it up. Like if you look, I don't know if you can see on the left-hand side of my chart now, but I've got Owanda's price action, I've got FX Open's price action, I've got Vantages. So I mix the three. Sam. To get caught up on net P&L. So how does a professional trader bypass that rather than focus on process? What framework? Mo, great question. So instead of focusing on P&L, focusing on R. So a problem with focusing, first off, one thing is, a sort of rebuttal to your question, when focusing on P&L, it is still important to focus on the money. That's why we're here. So that's still an important point. But focusing on R gain. So what I mean by R gain is the risk that you put on each trade. Now, risking a set lot size per pound amount in your account means that on one trade you'll be risking like £20, another trade you'll be risking like £100, another trade you'll be risking like £50. Your risk's all over the place. Okay, that's not indicative of consistent profitability. The second way is risking a percentage of your account. Now, this is far better, but it has the problem of when you go into drawdown, you're going to be risking less, so it's hard to get back up to break even. And when you go above break even, then it's going to be more difficult because you're going to be like over risking. So risking a set R amount. Now, what I mean by set R amount is, let's say you want to risk like 1% of your account. Let's just use easy terms. You're on £1,000 account, you want to risk 2%, let's say, £20. So then for like a week or however long, you risk £20 on each trade and you focus on the R gain. You'll notice, Mo, a lot in this chat and a lot in the community, we speak about R gain. That's the most like important thing because you can make however many pips, you can make however much this, however much that, but that doesn't really show us anything. R gain is very, very important. It's not a percentage, it's a pound amount. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, Mo. I think focusing on anything other than that is not too good. If you're focusing on, like, for example, pips, that's just not a it's not good at all. It doesn't matter how many pips you make, you can still lose money. Focusing on R is very, very good. Yeah, exactly, Drew. I do agree with that, NMA. I do agree with that, but R I think is a really good thing to focus on. Like if you're making consistent R a month, then that's amazing. But you know we are here to make money at the end of the day. Okay, Mo, that's what I work on. If like you're hinting at something, so let us know. Focusing on R is very important, and focusing on your percentage growth over the month, over the year. If you look at portfolio, like that's very, very important. Mo, you speak to any business, any hedge fund, any institution, the only thing they care about is money. That's why they're money is important. So to be involved in something and to do something to make money, but to then say to that person, okay, I don't want you to think about money at all, is quite counterintuitive, no? Um, Don Mo. Anyway, I like that. Look, I always like new and interesting opinions on the markets and interesting questions and everything like that. Steph, I agree. Um, Matt Douglas, I do very much like, and that's why. And Matt Douglas is someone who I recommend reading in the community as well. And I agree with money has the sort of impairment of bringing in your psychology a lot, and it's very important. But that's why distinguishing money from R's a very it's got no emotion to it. You're not emotional to R gain. It's not you haven't been brought up with R in your life, so it's very important. What is Mo's coming in on smoke? Craig said, I'm not quite sure you understand what a professional trader is, Mo. Who knows? Tell us a bit more about yourself, Mo. We're all intrigued. I don't see a question here. You've come on and you've asked me a question, I've given you answer, and then you've just said, you're wrong, I'm right. Now, that isn't indicative of a profitable trader at all. Someone is wrong implies that you know something, and a true profitable trader understands that no one knows anything in these markets, because to know something, everyone knows. In trading, no one knows 100% anything. So you, by shutting me down, saying I'm wrong, implies that you know something, and if you think that you know something, you know nothing in trading. So please elaborate and tell us a bit more about yourself, because I'm very nothing wrong with creative thinking, Mo. I think most systems in retail trading come down to intuition, being able to discretion, using your discretionary ability to decipher when to enter a trade and when to not enter a trade. I don't know what, unless you see Dog. Sea Dog's different levels though. Sea Dog does some mental stuff. A lot of people are asking in the Discord section where the link to my live chat is. That is in the educational resources section of the private group. It's a good watch tonight. So discretion is basically, so when it comes down to it, a lot of people in trading, they'll say, look, my system is the golden system. My system is going to print the money. But then thousands of people will follow their exact system and not have the same success. Now, why that is? That is because that trader, if they are actually even profitable at all, has the ability to distinguish between when they should use their system and when they shouldn't use their system, otherwise known as discretion. You'll find it in every single system. It's a good exercise to look at where the actual discretion is in the system. Otherwise, you could code it, turn it into a set of rules and just get a bot to automate it. A system's still important. It should give you a slight edge on its own and allow you to perform your discretionary abilities as a trader. But that's what I mean by discretion. Make money consistently. Sell the 1% trade who make money consistently. I agree. FX, CFK. I don't think so, DV. WizKid doesn't talk like that. Half trader, half machine. Yeah. I think Mo might need a boot camp. So I don't like the word recovery you've used there, and B, why you're down minus 20%. Down 20+%. That is not a position you should be in at all if you're using proper risk management. So this is a extremely hypothetical situation, and if you're thinking of in terms of recovery to begin with, then that's not a very professional way to approach things. You need to analyze the situation you're in. You're in that situation now. There's no recovering. There's, okay, this is day one. I'm going forward from here. I think recovering brings in, a lot of nasty psychological downsides. FX CFK. I don't trade like specifically floors and ceilings. I did a video with Mark, one of the members who's recently gone full time. He was here with me on a trading floor in Dubai, and basically the way I described him as basic support and resistance was floors and ceilings of a house, and so I assume that's where you got that from. But I think it's an easy way to highlight what is support and what is resistance. Mo, I would trade the exact same as if I wasn't in 20% drawdown, because the moment you change it, like, you shouldn't change based on that. Probably anime. What do you mean by that? Bad phase in life. Well, if a trader goes through a bad phase in life, exactly like Jay, who's a member of the group who's joined and achieved, he's going full time very recently. He's had quite a lot of personal things going on in his life, and as a professional, he's decided to take some time over the past month away from the charts. So he's entered. Well, he didn't enter any trades for like 3-4 weeks. I'm pretty sure, maybe one trade. And so I think if you're a true professional, if you're going through stuff, then you shouldn't be at the charts in the first place. So I don't know what you're saying, really. Again, Mo, if you've said I've answered something wrong, then that shows that you don't know, because there's nothing wrong, like purely wrong, in trading. Because that implies that you know something. If you think you know something, you know nothing. It's a saying that I really like. Okay. So yeah. Traders are, but you're talking about professional traders, okay? There's a lot of traders who aren't profitable yet. Mo, that is the best thing to do. The best thing to do is self-analyze as a trader. Realize when you're going through a lot of emotional turmoil. And this isn't something I'm spilling up out of nowhere. This is something that a member of the group, an educator in the group, Jay, who is, consistently profitable, making tens of thousands of dollars a month, did. He had a tough month in his personal life. And unlike what you said, which is, okay, have a tough month, continue to trade, get into 20% drawdown, instead of doing that, what he's done is he's stepped away from the charts, okay, because he's understood that he's not in the psychological framework to actually take a trade, and it's worked out best. Would you like me to give you the answer? Not really, Mo. But go on. I'm intrigued. You're an interesting guy, Mo. I like these sort of questions which go back and forth. I'm very intrigued. I'm always open to differing opinions. Like, by all means. If you've got a different opinion on the market, it's a different opinion on a trade, like, by all means, go to town on me. I'm more than happy. I'm always interested in hearing different sides of the market. I'm very, very, very interested. So by all means. I don't know what he's saying. Yeah. Two more today. Mo, how much money you made this week? I don't. What's your question, Mo? You've asked a lot of questions, and yeah, let us know a bit more about yourself, Mo. Like, I think everyone here is very intrigued. You're asking a lot of questions. Let us know like a bit more about you. I'm intrigued. Okay, so you've asked a good few questions. I'm intrigued about you. Tell us a bit more so we can understand where these questions are coming from. I think everyone here is intrigued. I'm intrigued. It's always good to learn about different people. Danny. Max, about that opponent who dropped out of boxing. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I didn't get a replacement for the fight, unfortunately. So I'll still be going to the event on the 3rd or 4th. But unfortunately, yeah, I won't be fighting. But I will be fighting start of 2026. Mo, you're starting off with something which couldn't happen. How I could never go down 15 to 20% because like I don't enter enough trades over the course of 3 months, risking the percentage that I do to go down by 15, 20%. And so do a lot of members. Like a lot of members on the bigger accounts who, for example, they're on like 180k accounts. They're risking like 0.2, 0.3%. They'd have to lose like, yeah, a ridiculous amount. 100 trades in a row. And then if I was Mo, I did answer this question, Mo. I would do the exact same. I'd continue doing. I'd take a bit of time away from the charts and analyze where I've gone wrong. I think a professional needs to analyze what they've done. I do what I do anyway. I do exactly what I'd do anyway. Go back over prior trades, go back over prior losses, prior wins, identify the conditions I've done well in, identify the conditions I haven't done well in, identify what confirmations worked, what didn't, and just analyze my performance without overfitting. And then from there, I'd continue moving forward. I wouldn't change anything. I think changing your system as soon as you go into drawdown, no matter how much drawdown you're in, I think that shows unprofessionalism. Mo, again, review, optimize. I adapt to the markets that we're in. I'd look over prior trades, look at what market conditions I performed well in, look what market conditions I didn't perform well in, optimize through that, look at what sessions I performed well in, look what sessions I didn't perform well in, optimize through that. I'd look at what confirmations worked well, what confirmations didn't work well, optimize through all of these different variables, and then continue moving forward. Mo, you clearly haven't got a clue here, mate. I agree, Craig. Yeah. I appreciate all the questions, but then I gave I think a very, very professional answer, and he's called me a clown. Move on with the live, please. I agree. And to Mo, I think answering questions and me taking the time out to go through and systematically break down each question that you've asked and answer them in a professional way, for you to then come on and call someone a clown, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. If you're falling 20% in drawdown, then you're a clown. Sure, Mo. I agree. Okay, let's move on. I mean, there wasn't much left in to go over in the live. I really like this level. And Mo, drop me a message on Telegram. Let's we can happily talk further. Talk further on there and go into some details, and we'll probably have a great conversation. But yeah, so this is the level that I'm looking at. I don't really want to be entering any sells here now. We've already had this really nice sell position hit. And yeah, this lines up with this has a ton of confirmations. So I do overall see in as think we will, come down to the lower extremity of this bear flag. But I think in the meantime, a nice bounce off this level. This is the only real level that I'm particularly looking at or concerned with right now. But I'll drop this analysis into the private group with a bit more information regarding it as well. Been an interesting live. Yes, Beth, we are going to definitely do another challenge in the future and definitely optimize it. So we've gathered a lot of data on that challenge, identified a lot of different things, and so we'll be able to optimize it a lot more in the future and make it even better. So I think it went really well this time, but next time, we've learned from a lot of it, and we're going to make it even better. Mo, what are you? Mo, I love that. I love that argument. Okay, if you're making money from one thing, it doesn't mean you can make money from other things. So, for example, WizKid. Let's take WizKid for example. WizKid owns a very successful. He makes like specialist parts from BMWs. Okay, and he makes a lot of money from that business. Does that mean he can't trade and make money elsewhere? Like multiple streams of income as well. I don't get that. So, yeah. And I enjoy, yeah. Yes. Appreciate that, Ellis. Okay, guys, I think we'll finish up the live there. It's been a long live tonight, but I appreciate everyone, tuning in. It's been an interesting live, but I hope there was some good tidbits in there. I think it was. And I appreciate Mo asking loads of questions as well. And everyone else in here asking loads of questions. I think there's been a lot of value there throughout. I apologise if we've skipped through things quite quickly at times. I do apologise. Hope you've got some good value out of it. I can see Mo is being a lovely guy in the chat, so that's amazing to see. Truly showing he's a professional trader. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate all the questions. Hope everyone has an amazing night. And yeah, let's smash the trades tomorrow. So see you in a bit, guys. Take care. See you in a bit, Krishina. See you in a bit, Kevin, Heath, Lee, Beth, NMA, Drew, and Mo. I don't know what you're going through, mate, but I wish